What is up, everybody? It's go time. It's Thursday night.
Yeah.
You're here with Jason Jimino, also known as Klutz Leo, and my always beautiful co-host, Matt, aka 16 underscore bit bear. Let's do
Yeah.
this. Let's do this. How you doing tonight? Good?
Okay. My face is cold.
Your face is cold?
Yeah.
Because you shaved.
Yeah. I don't love
Why?
my face.
Why?
I don't know. I was telling this story earlier on the pre-stream,
Oh,
but
sorry.
okay. So I was at this is a story. So
Uh-huh.
walk with me a little bit.
Okay, let's go
So
down this path.
I was at Rio's Tacos. It's a taco place in the city I live in.
Okay.
And I was sitting there and I was waiting on my tacos. Just waiting.
Mhm.
This old guy drove up in his car and he gets out and he's like 90 years old and he's got like giant mutton chops.
Yeah.
And I had pretty big mutton chops when I was in high school, and I was like, I want that again. So I went home, and I was like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shave. So I shaved just like the center of my neck, and I looked like Lenny from like Motorhead, I think his name is. Like, oh shit, he can't. Frozen said he can't hear me.
I got
What's
it.
going on?
I got it. I got it.
Is he breaking it?
You're just turned down.
Oh, okay.
It's
He's
just my house, by the way.
No, he needs to just give us more bits. But no, so I was like, I looked like Lenny from Motorhead, and my wife was like, no, you're not going to do that. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So I had to shave, and I kept trying to get my sideburns even, but I couldn't. So I just shaved them all off.
God, you're a rookie.
Yeah, it's not good.
All right,
Not good.
this is a pretty news-heavy week. This may be a little longer than normal. We'll see how quick we can get through these things. Beaver Matt. So let's just dive right into the new releases. Do you think this is the biggest one this week besides FIFA 18 that came out on the 26th, which basically what PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch? But Cuphead is probably one of the most. What do you even say?
Yeah, that's
most
anticipated,
anticipated.
I guess.
I think so.
Yeah, widely anticipated. I don't know what the right word for Cuphead is, but people are pumped about it. I mean, I'm excited for it.
Long waiting. I think
Long
you can play
awaited,
now.
yeah.
I think is it out? No, I think it's out midnight tonight, right? Xbox One, PC.
I'm actually just checking the Xbox store right now, so I'm pulling this up. Let's see here, Cuphead. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, watch what you're googling. Let's not Google the wrong stuff now, right?
It says I can pre-order it. It should be available tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
8? Really?
That's what it says.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just take it. I'm excited for it. I would love to play it, but I don't have time for it right now. So, but I definitely want to pick that up. It looks fun. It looks like Steamboat Willie's Nightmare, which I'm pretty stoked on.
I don't know.
Other games this week. Forza Motorsport 7 that comes out 9/29 for early access. So if you pre-ordered it, you get those few precious days to race around the tracks. Otherwise, it comes out on October 3rd. Xbox One, PC. Gundam Versus that comes out tomorrow.
Big thing.
PS4.
Jump back real fast. Cuphead and Forza, those are both Xbox Play Anywhere titles. So that means if you buy them on the digital version on Xbox, you'll get the Windows 10 version as well.
Which is that's pretty impressive, actually. That's pretty sick. So yeah, Gundam Versus. I think it's just if I was trying to look at it a little bit, it's basically like a 1 versus 1, like a Street Fighter with Gundam kind of thing. I can tell. Comes out on PS4 tomorrow. Total War Warhammer. Total War's actually had a lot of good games, and having it in the Warhammer universe just makes it that much awesome. That came out today on PC.
Yeah, it's Warhammer 2 actually.
Yeah, 2. Sorry, the second one.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, god damn it! I typed it wrong. I didn't forgot. I left the 2 off. My apologies.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I played Warhammer 1 when it came out. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm really bad at Warhammer games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tactically like that. Like I like making my armies run around, but I can't do the battles well.
Yeah.
So it kind of burned me a little bit. But Warhammer 2, it looks great. I definitely want it, but it's one of those I'm thinking I'm gonna hold off this time because I can't get the enjoyment I should be getting out of it. But it's definitely pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks pretty slick. I may wait for a Steam sale before I grab that one, but yeah, it looks pretty awesome. I mean, I would buy it if I didn't have so many other games and stuff to play right now. We already mentioned it. FIFA that came out on Tuesday. Xbox One, PS4, PC, the Switch. #1 selling sports game of all time. I bet you there's a lot of people playing that. And Runer That came out on the 26th. That's kind of like a surprise push. And it was by Devolver.
Yeah, Devolver is really killing it right now.
Yeah.
Like they're just.
This is a really cool looking top-down gore shoot 'em fest. It kind of reminds me of those, like, I forgot what the name is. They had zombie games like that.
Twin stick shooter type things.
Yeah, twin stick shooter, kind of like Smash TV, where you're controlling one way and you're shooting the other way. Yeah, so it looks pretty cool. I honestly don't know the premise, but it looks pretty sick. It looks really sick. If you're into those type of games, I think it's not a full price game. I think it's like $20. I want to say, I'm not 100% sure. Make sure.
Yeah, it is $20. I believe it's kind of a plug here, but if you want it on PC, if you use our Green Man Gaming link, I believe they have it for $16.99.
Even better.
Yeah, it's $16.99 through I'm pretty sure through everybody's link. But if you use ours, we'd love it. But yeah, it's $17, so it's a freaking steal.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, I want it really bad.
Yeah, I was looking at it. Again, I may pick it up in the future. I'm kind of backlogged right now, so I'm not going to probably grab it right away. But yeah, it definitely looks awesome. Those are the games this week. And this is the end of September. October is on its way already. I can't believe that shit. It's what, 2 days away? There's only 30 days? Yeah, 30 days this month. Jesus Christ. Sunday is the 1st of October. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so this week, I've only been playing one game. You may have seen me stream it a couple times on this channel, X-Morph Defense. It's an indie title which mixes tower defense and shoot 'em up, like the old school shoot 'em up styles in bullet hell, where there's bullets everywhere and you got to play and you got to fly around. It's actually really fun. Did a full review on it, gave it a B+. You can find it on our website. Really beautiful game. It looked really great. It was fun. I mean, it only gave you a few levels, but each one decided to kick your ass, or they throw major like bosses at you, which was really fucking fun. But yeah, you may want to pick that up. That was I think it's also like $20. Something to look at if it goes on sale, especially if you're a tower defense fan. What have you been playing this week, man?
So what I've been playing, man, I streamed a little bit of Witcher 3, which
Saw that.
when Witcher 3 came out, I tried to play it. I tried to play Witcher 2 as well when it came out, and it's just not for me. It wasn't for me. I was like, man, these controls are bad, and the combat's bad, and I don't understand the story. I don't get what's going on. But on a whim, I bought the first Witcher book. It's called The Last Wish.
A book?
Right here. Yeah, so The Witcher was actually a book
Okay.
before. It's by Andrzej Sapkowski. He's a Polish dude. And he wrote like all the Witcher shit beforehand, and then CD Projekt Red got a hold of it because they're from Poland, and they're like, hey, let's make a video game about this. So the video game is kind of exists in its own universe. It's not like a continuation of the story, but yet it talks about stuff that's been in the books. But the books are really, really good. And I was like, man, I really want to be in this world more. So I want to start playing Witcher 3. So I'm playing that on stream. Of course, I've been playing Destiny 2. I honestly have fallen out of Destiny 2 a little bit. I'm still having a lot of fun with it. But it's becoming too much of that like MMO grind. You know what I mean? Where like I'm literally playing for hours to gain 2 light levels. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, I'm having fun with it, but like, it's getting a little much. And then I've also played Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2, I think it's called.
We talked about that last week, I think, right? Yeah.
Did we? Yeah, I was excited for it, but so I picked it up and I bought it and played it a little bit, and it's fun. I was really intrigued because I played the first one, but I didn't play the second one on any of the systems, and then I saw an article that the game sold 80% of its stock that it shipped in Japan, so it's selling pretty big over there. Which I know the first game or the second game didn't do that well when it came out on Xbox and PS4, so that's pretty interesting. Just like the Switch kind of moved those units. So I was like, well, I'll definitely check it out. So I checked it out, and then also just before this, I played Golf Story for about an hour and 15 minutes, and Golf Story was amazing. So
I was really I mean, I was super hyped on everybody's golf, and I feel so bad I haven't got back into that game, and I know it's probably already dying off with some of the fan base already, but. Golf Story looked cool. I was always wondering if it was multiplayer. I never got to look into it too much, but I like that little story. It kind of reminded me of Mario Golf. I don't know if that's a that's a close statement, but I didn't get to watch it that much. I was trying to get my kid to bed.
Yeah, they said it was an influence. They were like, oh yeah, it's like Mario Golf meets Earthbound, which like I'm not familiar with Earthbound too much, so I don't know what that means. But I mean that's cool that they kind of mash those two genres together.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna check it out. I really, really want to play it, and I think it's. I've only have one game for the Switch that I think I may pick it up for the Switch if I can get around to it. There was another game for the Switch I already forgot what the hell I was gonna buy that came out recently. Shit. Oh well.
I
Anyway,
don't remember.
hype.
Yeah, what are you
Fucking
hyped for? You got a lot
train.
of stuff.
Ooh, I got a
You're
lot of stuff this time.
excited.
Let's just start it off. October is gonna be a big month. This is gonna be the hype for next month. We have Mario Odyssey, we have Wolfenstein, Assassin's Creed Origins, South Park, The Fractured Butthole, Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth, Shadow of War. Um, all those major games are coming out next month. So if you thought September was an expensive month, yeah, shit, October's gonna
Yeah.
kill you. And then November will come, and we got even more games, and then Black Friday will come, and hopefully those games aren't going to be on sale. So it's up to you if you want to buy them or wait. Um, so huge month. Coming out tomorrow, that Super Nintendo Classic comes out. Super pumped for it. It's got a lot of cool games on it. I'll probably do an unboxing tomorrow live if anyone's interested. Tomorrow being 9/29 if you're watching this afterwards. I got the NES Classic, and I love it. It's been fun, and so the Super Nintendo one's getting better. I'm just gonna keep it off to the side and gonna make my desk look awesome with all these little consoles everywhere. Another thing I want to bring up is the Mega 16 race. Good buddy of mine, the Mother Brain 86. You can find him on Twitter. He decided to put this little race together, so that he chose 16 of some of his most favorite and fun to run Sega games, and he's going to be announcing them this Saturday on what actually is going to be in the race. Everyone's welcome to the race. I actually may do it. So I really suck at it, so it's going to be pretty funny watching me try to beat these games as much as possible. I was trying to help him calculate like the average completion times in the speed race world, and you should be able to complete it in 3 hours, all 16 games.
Jesus.
But me, it'd probably take about 3 days. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. There's a lot of fun games on there. We're talking about it, so he's gonna do a full release on that, and we'll keep everyone updated on that on Game Octane. I'll post a couple articles for him. What about you? What's coming down the pipe?
Yeah, so I'm super, super pumped for Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is one of my favorite games of all time.
I never played it.
And yeah, it's amazing. I love it. It's,
that's on
like
PC,
I said,
right?
one of my. It's on PC, PC. It was on PC. No, sorry, PS3 and Xbox 360.
Okay.
Then it got re-released.
Uh-huh.
The Dark Arisen did for Xbox 360 and PS3 again.
Okay.
Then the Dark Arisen got released for PC, and now Dark Arisen is coming to. It's like the definitive edition with extra shit. It's coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay.
So I'm super excited for it. Like I said, one of my favorite games of all time. It's basically the best of both worlds when you think of like Dark Souls mixed with Monster Hunter. It's super hard and it's super fun.
Awesome.
Super unforgiving. Yeah.
Yeah, I had someone else tell me about it. I don't remember who it was. I don't. It wasn't you, but someone else was talking about it. I'm like, I never heard that game, and I see it come up again, so that should be interesting. I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah. You'll hate it, but it's a super great game. I'm also super pumped to kind of like you are for Shadow War. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I love the first Shadow War game.
It's so good.
So this one looks so much good, like so much gooder.
So much gooder. Oh, so gooder.
So much better. Just with the Nemesis system and the expounded, like you take over, like you have like sieges and shit. Like it just looks so good.
Yeah.
But with that, I'm also excited for Assassin's Creed Origin.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't excited for Assassin's Creed Origin at all, and then I've been looking at it a little bit more and reading more about it, and it's starting to entice me. I'm kind of liking the character. I think his name's Bayek.
I don't remember. Cool. I think you're right, but I haven't been excited for Assassin's Creed in a while, and I think this is starting to change my mind a little bit.
Yeah,
it's more. I think it's more history based, so I'm pretty stoked on that. We'll get into that few.
I was gonna say we'll get into that a little bit later, but like. I like that it's not set in a European country. That's a big draw for me. I was kind of tired of like just like the constant like European focused stuff. So because I mean when I think of ancient history, I love like Egypt and Sparta and shit like that, and Greece, and Greece might be a European country kind of.
Yeah,
what I mean?
So
like
Sparta, by the way, but it's all right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Just like that like the better like the more like Africa and shit like that. Like they could do like a really cool tribal like African like I don't want to go off on a tangent, but yeah, so I'm excited for that. And then also, getting excited for Assassin's Creed and Shadow War, I've been also getting kind of excited for the Xbox One X, which
Oh.
I believe I'm going to get now. I heard a little bit more about it. A few people I listen to and follow, they've had some hands-on time with it, and they're talking about it how it did add a lot more to when they played Shadow War and Assassin's Creed. They were talking about how it did look a lot better. They felt like it was a good addition. I respect their opinions and stuff. I look up to them, so I think I might go with that. I mean, I want to get another Xbox One in my house, so why wouldn't I go with Xbox One X? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I think I might go with that. I mean, you'd rather spend money on a SNES classic, so
hell yeah, I'd rather spend. It's a SNES classic, by the way. It's not SNES.
No, it's SNES. That's what it's called.
It's never been SNES.
Nintendo of America confirmed this on Twitter. So
no, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No.
SNES on a SNES.
No, there's no NES or SNES. No, NES is a hero of Earthbound. That's not a.
That's what I'm saying. They put his amiibo on it because remember those things? They're like, oh, Bob on a label on a table. Those stupid meme. They put SNES. They put NES on a SNES, and they said, oh, you heard of this? Now look at this. It's NES on a SNES. It's fucking confirmed.
No.
You old motherfuckers need to know.
Nope.
It's a SNES. It's
nope.
not fucking SNES.
No. It's not gonna.
I'm going to quit this podcast.
You're wrong. I'll see you later. Enjoy yourself.
Jesus Christ.
Have a good night.
We're done.
Before we're done, we're going to jump in the news. If anyone hasn't seen the new Red Dead Redemption 2 reveal trailer today, I definitely recommend going seeing it. It looks pretty fucking awesome. It didn't get too deep into the story. It didn't really get too deep into gameplay footage, but it did get into... it did show you some of the characters that you're going to run into, and it also jumped into some of the, I guess, how ruthless your guy is. Like he seems to be like a criminal. It looks like it looks like he's like you're running from the law. You have a group of people. It looks like you may be building a group of people because look, he was talking to one of the characters. He's like, I need another gun, or I forgot what he said. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what you thought about it, but I thought it looked pretty sick. I think it was missing a little bit, but I know we'll get more in the future.
So some things that I watched out for. Because I watched it a few times. I watched it about 4 times just to kind of get everything. One of the guys addresses your guy as Morgan. So we're pretty sure you're not playing John Marston.
Yeah.
Dutch was at the end of the game, or at end of the trailer. So it looks like you are going to be with Dutch and the gang. Does that mean John Marston's going to make an appearance? We don't know. What I thought was cool is it seems like you're going around because he talked about your character Morgan. Well, honestly, that's not the confirmed player character anyway. So I mean, that could just be a character they try to like. Maybe
that may be someone you're going after for all we know.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to bamboozle us. We don't know. But
bamboozled again.
So they showed this guy Morgan. He's going around and he's telling people like, you're in the ledger, you're in the book. Where's the money? So it seems like if this is your player character, you're going to be going around trying to recoup money or something with Dutch's gang. It seems neat. Kind of what you said. I mean, he threatens a kid. Like he threatens a kid. He's like, hey, your mom's wearing black more than your father. Maybe I'll kill you and make him fucking keep wearing black. Like
that was pretty deep. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, he says it more eloquently, but like it kind of made me like roll my fucking eyes. You know what I mean? Because like,
but what if you were the kid? What if you were the kid and that's how the game starts?
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool, actually. I'd like that. But what pisses me off is Rockstar seems to focus their marketing, I guess, or their stories on shit edgy teenagers want to be about. Like, look at Grand Theft Auto, and like, it really hasn't grown up. Like, they don't tell mature stories. They tell like what 16-year-olds think a mature story is. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to shit on it. Like, the story's not bad. I mean, obviously, Red Dead, we don't know about the story, but like, Grand Theft Auto 5 had a cool story, but it wasn't like that like Goodfellas story, you know what I mean, that I was kind of hoping it was going to be. And I'm worried that Red Dead 2 and what we've seen in the trailer is also kind of going to be that, where it's just kind of like this, I don't know a better word other than like edgy, like too edgy for me type thing, like where it's just like, he's going to be this fucking badass cowboy that doesn't take no for an answer, and like I just don't want that. Like I want the Rockstar team to, because they tell good stories, just explore them in different ways. And I was really hoping for one that it'd be a female playable character, just because like they constantly focused on the male like character constantly. I don't know. I'm just a little disappointed in like what we've seen. The game
Yeah.
looks beautiful. I just want to know more about the story, and if it's gonna be a retelling of every other fucking story they told, where you're a bad guy trying to do good things or some bullshit. Like,
Yeah, it's hard to it's really hard to say where it's going to go right now. I mean, I kind of wanted to go back and watch the Red Dead Redemption 1 like original trailer to kind
that
of
would that would have been smart.
and kind of compare, but I just thought of that like before the cast started, and I was like, I'll have to do it later just to see if like they kind of did the same, like you look like a badass and you're actually doing other shit. So I don't know. They could be painting a picture, like I said, they could be bamboozling everyone, but
That'd be great.
that'd be actually really cool. But who knows? But it looks sick. I'll probably buy it because I absolutely love the first one.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy it. Like, there's no doubt about it. Because
yes, there's no fucking doubt about it. Anyway, moving on. Another thing that was announced, which was a little bit announced during E3, they actually gave a lot more information. The Atari box information release. I know you're not that big on this one, but I am pretty excited for this one. It looks,
I don't know why.
It just
like,
looks,
I don't get it. But
let me get down to it.
yeah,
So,
no, I was gonna say keep going. But
this looks just like the OG Atari 2600, the one that had the brown tint to it, the logo, and you put the cartridges and stuff in it, and you played Pong and Frogger and Pitfall and all those type of games. So Atari at E3 announced they're going to get back into the console game. So everyone's like, okay, what are you doing? Is this going to be Atari like NES Classic? What is this going to be like? So they dropped the hammer and said that they already had 90,000 registrations on AtariBox.com for people to get info and updates and everything. And the biggest thing is that it is going to be an AMD customized processor with Radeon graphics. So it's going to be a full PC experience to the TV. And what does that mean? It actually has Linux operating system built into it. It's to come stacked with a bunch of old school Atari games, and it says current titles as well. So we're not sure on what titles those are, but with it being Linux OS, it doesn't really matter because you can probably run Steam on it. So it could be a little mini Steam box. You can literally make it do anything you want with Linux. It's wide open. So I think it's looking to release spring 2018. They're gonna do
Jesus Christ.
which company is it? Indiegogo. Indiegogo. They're going to do that. They're estimating the price is going to be about $249 to $299. And that's going to give you. It depends on what edition you want and configuration. So I'm not sure. It says memory configuration. So you probably get more memory, more hard drive space, more storage space, maybe an extra controller. I don't know what it's going to be like, but you're probably looking about $250 to $300 for this thing. It looks pretty. It looks retro. It has got the little wood paneling in the front. The only picture they've shown so far is the 4 dashes. So I'm assuming those are like controller connections. But supposedly, because the OS is open source, you're able to access and play compatible games from other content platforms. So we don't 100% know what they mean. We don't know what they're talking about or how it's going to go. But I guess if you do want to get the Indiegogo, you can get some exclusive special editions that you're only going to get through there. So. Yeah, it looks pretty sick. I know Matt's not super stoked on it, but
well, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like I get it's a pretty box, but I mean, for one, if I'm going to spend $300 on something, I'm going to spend it on an Xbox, a PS4, something that a name that's been around for a few years and hasn't been.
Atari's been around for a few years. Excuse me.
Well, I didn't finish what I was saying. Like, that hasn't been like a plug and play into my TV with 4 games on it. You know what I mean? Like. It's unless they come out and they have some publisher backing them that's going to make an exclusive game for it. Like I don't see anybody wanting to buy this. Let's start from the top. 90,000 registrations on AtariBox.com. I was one of those. I wanted to know what the hell they were talking about. I know there was a lot of people interested. If you think about it, though, 90,000 is not shit. That's literally
it's not too much. But I mean, in 3 months on a software that people may not be interested in, I think it's pretty good. I mean, that's like getting 90,000 registrations on like the Ouya when it first came out, type of shit. That's kind of what compared to.
Well, I was gonna say that Ouya was gonna come up in what I was gonna say. But yeah, and then also like they talk about some of the technology wise, but they don't go into the meat of it. Like I want to know what graphics, what GPU is it running, what CPU, like what has it got in it. because for $300, I mean, what are you going to stick in it that's going to make it worth $300? I just don't know.
No, I fully agree. I really want to see more. I know in the press release they mentioned streaming applications, social browsing, and music. So I don't know if that means streaming from the box or streaming to the box.
Yeah.
So I don't know
And
if there's like a
if it is
Twitch.
streaming to the box for your PC games and shit, I can buy a Steam Link for $50 and
No,
run Steam
I
and all my
fully get
Steam
that.
games to my TV. I just don't see what the draw is going to be. And maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe they're going to announce something like, maybe this is just, they have been weird with how they announced it in the first place.
Yeah.
But like for $300, why would I buy your product?
Yeah,
I just don't understand. And then also they announced this at E3 and they announced it like they were going to like fucking kick in my door and give me the thing. They're like, oh, they had this cool ass promo and it got me pumped. And like, but then they like, hey, it's going to come out in 2018. Spring. Nobody's going to give a shit about this in spring 2018. You know what I mean? Like, this would have been great to have out like this holiday. Like, I don't know. I'm just confused on the whole messaging of the product. They're just, I don't think they're messaging it well. I don't know who their PR team is or whatever, but it's just not messaged well. It's not getting across to me as a hardcore gamer, as someone who wants every console in my house. This has not told me why I want this in my house. Like,
yeah, it hasn't sold me on it. I agree with you. Like, there's a lot of questions, a lot of speculation. And like I said, I'm saying things like you can throw Steam and stuff on it. I don't know if you can, but I'm assuming if it has Linux OS, you can basically wipe it and do whatever the fuck you want with it. Granted, it's going to make it a really expensive piece of, a real expensive Raspberry Pi. So I really want to see what's going on. I really want to see what the future is coming. I know it says details on content and partnerships are released at a later date. I feel like to be able to globally launch this in spring 18 and they're barely announcing it in September, I feel like those like 6 months are going to go quick. Like, there's a lot of stuff. They have to produce the shit out of these to get these out in spring 18. So, I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We wanted to bring it up and talk about it, but I really hope it does well. I really hope it takes off. I really hope they have some good shit because having an open sourced console is fucking amazing. I can't wait for shit like that. I'm tired.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out great for Ouya, like.
Well, Ouya was a little different. Ouya took Android when Android was not doing that well. And I bought Ouya first day it came out. I kickstarted it, and I still have it in a box somewhere around here somewhere. I used it for a bit. I thought it was cool in the beginning, and then I got kind of tired of it after the end. But I think Atari has much more pull than what Ouya has, so we'll see.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it would be cool. It'd be really awesome to like have an Atari in my house. You know what I mean? Because like I didn't grow up in that era, so like it would be great to be like, oh, I want to go play my Atari, but like. I just don't get what they're doing. Like, I think I think this is a great case of like messaging that has not gone well, and I just think they need to do some like damage control and maybe get the message, like take control of the message and just message it clearly.
I really think they need to take charge and start pumping the shit out of it during the holidays, because I'm sure that's when the Indiegogo stuff is going to kick off. It's like during Christmas.
Yeah,
it has to. I mean, by spring 18 to finish the campaign, which is 30 days. And to get the shipping and everything set, it's have to. But I'm stoked on it. I really want to see what it looks like, whether I'm going to get one or not, and want to spend $250. They really need to sell it. But I have TVs in my house where I don't have anything hooked up to it, maybe besides an old 360, and that'd be great to replace it with. It looks clean in all cases. Anyway, moving on before we keep going.
Yeah.
So this was a fun one that I saw. I don't know if you looked into this one that much, but Pac-Man is coming to casinos. So let me explain this to you. So everyone knows who Pac-Man is. So Pac-Man, obviously,
what's Pac-Man?
You basically play a man. No, I'm just kidding.
Pac-Man.
Like
you're gonna explain fucking Pac-Man.
No, actually, I have Pac-Man right. This is Pac-Man. Pac-Man. Basically, they're changing what they took. Let me look at this. The 2011 arcade game Pac-Man Battle Royale, which was a 4-player Pac-Man, and each player sat on each side, and you played Pac-Man. You competed against each other. Well, they're moving this into casinos starting in 2018, where you throw real money into it, and whoever wins gets the fucking pot, like poker. So this is legit. This is where, like, competitive gaming is going to start taking over the world, because I think this is going to be fucking sick. Because I'm going to go as soon as this comes out in Vegas, I want to go and they'd be like, hey, can I Twitch stream this? Like, I want to Twitch stream this game right now. Can I just get my phone and record myself trying to punk these kids on Pac-Man? Um, so yeah, they announced it. They announced it was it the Global Gaming Expo, which is basically E3 for casinos in Las Vegas. So they have a picture of it. I can post a link if you guys want to kind of see the picture of what this looks like. Um, but it looks fucking awesome. Like I am super stoked for it. They show a screen of a player 3 winning $600 with the pot. I think it's just gonna be cool, and I hope more games like this take off because it feels like this takes more skill than luck than like what like slot machines and poker and blackjack and stuff where you're always against the house. Like this is like a different form of poker when you're playing with the people, where it actually can take your skill and not being stupid and playing cards. Because I obviously
Yeah, I mean that's what I would love to know more about. Like, because it looks like there's a wheel that spins for how much are you playing for. So I mean, how much do I have to buy in for? And like, because I mean, it's a casino. They're not going to let you all buy in for $4 and then win 600 or $30 or whatever. Like, so there's gonna be a chance that you all lose your money or whatever. You know, so like.
Well, supposedly it's the last one alive wins the round. So someone always wins.
So someone always wins. So how do they make money off it? Is my question.
Well, like, I'm sure you put money in, and then I'm sure they're going to take a cut. And then.
So yeah, I mean, maybe the people who all put in, they all put in $200, so they won $600. So the pot was $800, and I don't know. We'll see.
I know. I'm excited for it because
I'm super pumped too. I would love to want to go to.
I would love to see what this looks like, especially when it comes to Vegas. I kind of want to find out where it goes to first, and I'm going to see if I can get over there. I'll take some pictures for everyone because it looks pretty fucking awesome. Moving on. What's next, man?
There's the No Vita successor. It's been confirmed almost basically by Sony. This was an interesting article. It came from Bloomberg, but we got it by the way of IGN. Andrew House was talking to Bloomberg, and he was doing an interview. And what I really like is I think it's funny. He kind of like throwing some shade at Nintendo, where he like wouldn't even say the Switch. He was like the Nintendo system. Like he just, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't like Andrew House, but he always reminds me of like a fucking like Grand Moff in Star Wars, like especially during their fucking like E3 presentation. He always comes out in a suit and he's like, "Hello, everybody." Like just like steeples his fingers and he just like I don't know, like he's the perfect cartoon villain for me. So, but yeah, so basically he just came out and he's like, we don't see a market for handhelds, which I find hilarious because the Vita or the Switch is doing amazing. But definitely the Vita experience, he said, was not great outside of Japan and Asia, which is obvious. Vita basically bombed in the States. It's still pretty popular over there in Asia, but they are going to focus. Kaz Hirai said he's the COO, I believe. He's going to focus on. They have their own division that's focusing on mobile games. So Sony sooner or later is going to start putting out some mobile games. Hopefully, that'd be cool because I would love some mobile games with some actual meat to them. Maybe do that. But yeah, sadly, you're going to have no Vitas anymore. So go buy a fucking Nintendo Switch because that's the Vita 2 right there.
Yeah, I agree. I never had a Vita. I was always really intrigued by it. And when I was working at Best Buy, it took every ounce of my givable strength to not buy one. Mainly because there was a couple of games that really interested me, and I just wanted to have one. Never ended up picking one up. It's kind of sad to see they're kind of getting away from that. But like they said, they had some really good points on where the Vita in the United States is really kind of got overshadowed by the multiplayer aspect of smartphones that kind of came out, and they're trying to see that. They're trying to say that the Switch really isn't a direct competitor with PlayStation 4, so they're not really worried about it, and they're saying that their strategy to go mobile is pretty good. But I think everyone is betting on that the mobile games is going to be as good as the Switch mobile games in the future. I don't know. It's
oh yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's kind of an interesting take, but I don't think. I know that the Switch is selling like crazy. I just really would like to know how many people are actually taking it mobile and doing it that way, because I haven't seen any Switches in the wild or heard of anyone taking a Switch out.
Well, I mean, I play my Switch like 90% handheld mode.
But you're not
in
playing,
my house
you're not playing
out.
multiplayer, right, and going out and stuff, or no?
Well, I mean, I have no friends, so no. No, I'm just fucking with you. But no, I mean, I not really. Like, I don't, because I mean, that's just because I think right now I think it's just the lack of Switches that are available in the wild.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
I mean, I mean, when I had my DS, like when DS was big back in the day, like I mean, you'd go to like when in high school, especially you go in like the lunchroom, and like everybody that I knew in my group was like playing their DS and shit. So like, I don't know. I think it's also me and you are both adults now, so like
Hmm.
we're not walking into the dentist's office or the chiropractor's office and like everybody who's like 50, 60 years old. I don't know how old you are. Um,
Thanks.
go to the chiropractor. Well, I mean, if you're going to the chiropractor's office, you're probably like 80, right?
Yeah, something
So
like that.
like, yeah, so all the grandmas there, they're not pulling out their Switches to play, you know. So I don't know. I think it might be like an age thing, but I also think it's like the availability of the Switch. I don't know. That's just
No,
my
I
take on
agree,
it.
and I feel like it's different because like Japan, they have a strong um, uh, train system. Like everyone takes
Mm-hmm.
public transportation. You're not doing anything. You're sitting in this train. So stuff like that in ad hoc games do really well in Japan. But in America, everyone's driving cars and shit. Like no one really takes public transportation, or there really isn't a public transportation system everywhere like there is in
Mm-hmm.
Japan. So I feel like the games that do really well, like Monster Hunter, are extremely doing well in Japan because of the aspect, because of the ad hoc connection, but not doing so well in America because of that reason. But yeah, it sucks to see him disappear. Maybe they'll come back with something. Maybe they'll make a phone like they tried before, not have it suck so bad. But
Yeah.
who knows? Moving on.
Yeah, moving
Um,
on. So, this is something I found. Well, not found. I mean, it was pretty big news, but this comes from on Andri. I don't know how to say his name.
Andrian.
Andrian. He's the product marketing manager on Assassin's Creed Origins at Ubisoft Montreal. They announced that they're going to have a what is it? October update?
No,
Where
next
was
year,
it?
early 2018.
Early next year. Sorry, I read it wrong. Yeah, early 2018. They're going to have it's called the Discovery Tour by Assassin's Creed Ancient Egypt. And what that is a dedicated educational mode where you can free roam ancient Egypt in game, free of combat, storyline, or time constraints. I think that's super neat. I love the history. I'm going to put air quotes there for people who are listening, maybe, of the Assassin's Creed games because they're all loosely based on history. But you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
Michelangelo really wasn't running around helping Ezio murder people, but like maybe he
maybe,
was, but I don't know. Yeah,
maybe.
but it'd be cool to see him take a more historical approach, and that it's really neat. I mean, to make a game an education tool like that, you know, where you can run around and you can explore and see areas and stuff, that would be really neat. I think it'd be, to me, it's like something like when I was a kid in high school, it'd be like, oh my god, if we sat down in history class and the teacher like broke out his Xbox and was like, hey, we're gonna explore Egypt today, like that would just be insane. So I mean, I think that's great.
Mhm.
This kind of off on a tangent, like this is why I think Ubisoft is such a great company. And I'm glad they haven't been hostily taken over by Vivendi because like they just have this vision and their vision seems to always be just so great. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what that is. I hope price or anything. I hope it's a free update
It
because I would
is.
hate to like.
It's a
Okay,
it's a
did they say
fully
free?
free. Yeah, yeah. It's a
Where,
fully.
did you see this? Where did I?
Yeah.
Is it in the thing? It's in the fucking tweet that I just retarded and I just can't read. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah,
Free update
I'm
for
just
Origins
stupid.
owners coming early 2018.
Yeah, so I guess it's not free. You got to buy the game, but I mean, whatever. No, so you buy the game. But yeah, no, it's gonna be free, so that's cool. But yeah, I'm not. So it doesn't hurt you. So just buy it. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I think it's great.
No, I think it's an amazing idea. I think more games really kind of need to do this, and I'd love to see this in VR if that was possible. I think that'd be sick as shit. Going to like a pyramid and just looking up and seeing the full scale and like the epicness of it. Because I've never been to Egypt. I would love to go to Egypt and check these out. I'm not gonna be able to do that for a while, but if I can escape and go do that shit in a video game, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I would really
that'd be
love to
cool.
see it. That'd be cool if they had a
I
VR
didn't even
update,
think of
but
that. I didn't even think of the VR. Like if they added like PlayStation VR stuff, that'd be amazing.
yeah, baby
But
steps,
yeah,
baby steps.
definitely. So speaking of
Oh,
babies,
babies,
yeah,
big ass babies. God. So 343 Industries,
yeah,
which is the Halo.
they now own Halo.
They
They
now
make
own
Halo.
Halo, and they were going to hire this guy to what was it? Job
Yeah,
offer to a Halo community
He's a
member.
Halo community forger. Which forger, if you're not familiar with Halo, is the mode that they can make maps in there. And it's like their map creator. So this guy's name's Multi-Lock-On, and I don't know his personal name, but so he got a job offer to work at 343.
Mm-hmm.
And then the internet became the internet, and they sleuthed around and they dug up some dirt on him, supposedly. And they were like, oh, here's some shitty post he posted in the forums back literally like months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not saying like literally like, oh, that's so long ago. I'm just saying like it was literally just a few months ago that he posted this shitty stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to find what he actually wrote.
Yeah, he posted, no one at 343 deserves their job.
Yep, I see that now.
And he posted that, and then he reposted. He was like, then he had this big long post. He said he already put a down payment on his house. He sold his other house. Blah blah blah. He's not asking for pity or anything, but he feels bad and blah blah blah. Well, then it came out that somebody else came out and was like, well, they didn't rescind the job offer for that post. There's allegations that he was internet stalking multiple community cartographers, and he was just sending them some like pretty heinous shit. And then he came back again. And he's like, no, that's not what happened. So we don't exactly know exactly what's going on, but it is weird that they did rescind the job offer. That's not normally how that shit goes.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously something did happen, either if maybe he was harassing community members. We don't know for sure, but it's a weird situation. I don't know exactly how I feel about it because I'm not really in that Halo community. I'm definitely not into Forge or map making or anything like that. It is sad though when you see somebody who is passionate, because I mean he does talk about he worked at Infinity Ward, I believe he said, or Treyarch. I'm sorry, he was working on Call of Duty games, and like he left that. He took a pay cut to go work at Halo because he always wanted to work at Halo. So I mean, not at Halo, but at the people who make Halo, So it's sad, but I mean, if he was being a weird stalker dude on the internet, don't do that. Just don't be a creep.
Yeah, it kind of comes to the point where the shit you say on the internet and the shit you do is available to the world now. So if you do want to talk shit, understand there's going to be more. There could be more kickback towards you than what you think. I mean, especially like this. This kid said something, or the guy said something. Clearly more than once, enough for them to say, nah, we don't want you to work here anymore due to the stuff that we've seen you do online. Like, that's huge. That's really huge that this guy no longer has a job with his dream job, which he's been saying over and over again. And you'll probably never get a chance to work here. So he doesn't know if he wants to work in the industry anymore, period, because of that, because that was his goal, was to work with Halo. But long story short, just watch what you say. Whether he meant it, whether he meant it as a joke, who knows? But clearly, it ran someone the wrong way.
I do think that. I mean, like, I don't think they rescind the job offer over him saying everybody at 343 doesn't deserve their job.
Oh yeah,
because I mean,
there's got to be more than that. There's
yeah, I mean, and if some game companies are that petty about stuff, like, I mean, I understand he's being a dick on the internet, but like, you do have to have some leeway. Like, he wasn't personally attacking anybody. He wasn't like. He probably was pissed off about something. He said something in anger. Like, we all do that. You know what I mean?
I get that, so, but it did mention in a post that he did attack or stalk or harass the other community.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's what I was saying. So if he did stuff like that, but I'm just saying there's no proof of that. So that's all allegedly. We can't just assume that that's another person on the internet just saying something. We can't just assume that's what happened. But I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But I mean, what I'm saying is they did rescind a job offer, and that's a serious thing. So. Yeah. 343 wouldn't do that over a troll post on a forum. So there probably is a little more going on that meets the eye, but we don't know either way.
So, yeah, who knows? But, yep, the guy no longer has a job offer for 343, and he wasted a ton of money and lost some of his life by trying to move everything from Southern California to beautiful, not sunny Oregon or Washington. Seattle, I think is where it was going.
Yeah, Bellevue.
Yup.
Speaking of things that are great and sunny and more than meets the eye, I don't know. Phantom Pain is going to be a PlayStation Plus game next month.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5 and Amnesia Collection have been revealed to be the PlayStation Plus games of the month. Metal Gear Solid 5, great game. One of my favorite games of the year last year. And Amnesia is a great spooky game. Metal Gear Solid's kind of spooky now that I think about it. regardless, those would be great games to play definitely around the holidays for like Halloween and shit. So Amnesia the Collection, this actually gets you Amnesia the Dark Descent, which is the first one, and Amnesia Machine for Pigs, which is the follow-up to that, which is actually made by a different studio, but it was okay. But those are going to be free for PlayStation 4. And then if you have a PS3, you can get Monster Jam Battlegrounds, Hustle Kings, which if you need that, go ahead. And then Hue, which is a PS Vita game. It's a color game, which when it came out, I was kind of interested in the game, but I was worried because I'm colorblind. But they actually have a cool mode that like the colors will also have symbols on them. They have a colorblind mode, and that is for PS Vita, and it's cross-buy with PS4, so you get that for PS4 and Vita.
That's cool.
And then they do have Skyforce Anniversary. No idea what that is, but that's going to be on PS Vita. It's cross-buy with PS4 and PS3. And then this is all from the PlayStation blog. They do say as a reminder, and then I also want to point this out because I played this game just recently. There's a game called That's You. It's free on PlayStation Plus right now. It's been free for the past few months. It's a party game. It's to test out their PlayLink game system that I don't know if you've seen PlayLink. They announced some stuff at like E3. It had like the Hidden Agenda game, which looked really cool. But basically, this PlayLink stuff is you play. It's kind of like a Jackbox party game, but you all play with your phones. And this That's You game is this great party game. It'll say weird shit on the screen. And it'll be like, who would survive in a zombie attack? And you all have to choose who would do it. And if you all choose the same person, you get points. Super fun party game.
I didn't get to play. I tried it for a second, but I was literally playing it by myself. So I was like, this could be cool with more people, but I don't have anyone else to play with. So
yeah, definitely, it's awesome party game, and I just think it's such a good proof of concept for the PlayLink system. I'm super pumped to see what they do with Hidden Agenda and other stuff like that.
Yeah.
So definitely keep your eye out for that. And also, if you haven't played Metal Gear, you got that. That's a huge game too. That can hold you over forever. So definitely check that out if you got PlayStation Plus next month. And then yeah, that was that for that. But
they also did mention that the closed beta for Hand of the Gods.
Oh shit, I didn't see that.
Yeah, towards the bottom. It basically is the company that does Smite and Paladins. They made a card game. The closed beta starts the 17th, and if you join, you'll get a plus back, which will give you a couple of exclusives if you jump on it. And it'll be available free on November 14th. Looks like to be the live date, so you can test the closed beta out if for your PlayStation
What is
Plus.
this? Is this a tactics game or?
It's a card game.
Yeah, it looks like a tactics card game.
Yep.
Interesting. That looks cool.
Yeah, it does look kind of cool.
Yeah, MOBAs aren't really for me, so Smite was not my jam, but definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it looks cool. I definitely want to check it out. So we'll keep updated on that, because if we can get into it, maybe we'll do some streaming. It's up to them. Moving on, Elite Dangerous just got more dangerous.
Yeah. So do you follow Elite at all?
I have Elite Dangerous, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, and I deleted it.
So okay, so I played a lot of Elite Dangerous right when it came out. I'm not too good at Elite Dangerous. I like space trucking. I like flying my cargo from one end of the galaxy to the other. I'm super into the community aspect. I like games like Elite and EVE Online that have player-driven economies and whatnot. But regardless, so a few months ago, Theragloids, which are the alien species in Elite, showed up, and they would scan you. They would pull you out of hyperspace, and they would scan you, and they would just jump the fuck away. And people were like, "Oh shit, I don't know what's going on," because they would just disable your ship. You couldn't shoot. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, people were freaking out because they're like, "Well, maybe they're peaceful. So like, what's going to happen?" Well, just recently, let's see here. There was I want to get this guy's name right because he pulled it out. Oh, God, I can't find it. Commander Reliant Owl. He was the first player to engage the vessel. So it looks like they pulled him out of hyperspace, and he was in like just a graveyard of ships. They were just all blown up and shit. And he was like, "What's going on?" And the Theragloids, they attacked him. So that was pretty crazy. So they're actually now have declared war on players. So they're actually grabbing players now. And there was another commander. Not sure how to pronounce his name. It's like J. Colossus. He was on Reddit. He posted a video that you can watch. He actually was able to return fire to the Theragloid ship. He broke off a piece of it, which kind of confirmed a lot of people's suspicions and previous Elite Dangerous lore that the Theragloids are actually not like just ships, but they're organic beings. This whole ship is an organic being. And he was able to break off a piece of the ship, and he was able to cargo scoop it, and it was identified as a Theragloid Cyclops tissue sample, which is pretty cool. Another cool thing is the tissue sample is corrosive, so it instantly started eating at the internal systems of his ship. Fucking blew up his ship. Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. I super like Elite. I don't play it a lot, but I love the lore behind it. I love that they have this like living, breathing world.
Yeah.
I think it makes me want to kind of jump back into the game. I mean, if you have it, maybe we can jump back in and we can kind of like try to run a wing or something and try to fight back the alien threat or some shit. I don't know, like. I try to get my buddy into Elite.
I downloaded WildStar and I haven't even turned that motherfucker on yet.
So. Oh, we gotta play WildStar.
Oh yeah, WildStar. Oh no.
We got so much to do. But yeah, definitely. That's definitely. I just said definitely like 15 times.
Definitely.
Pretty cool.
Definitely.
If you have Elite,
definitely
check it out. Yeah, definitely check it out. And prepare for war, I guess, in Elite, because that's gonna be pretty crazy.
Get your ass kicked. Another super news. We do have a review for this up for the Xbox One, but Stardew Valley got approved for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, so
super
Stardew Valley has a weird development cycle for the Switch. The dude who, what's his name? God, I can't think of his name. I don't know. Whoever the developer is for the game, he has been like kind of like chronicling the process on his website and stuff about like, okay, it's in this, and so like people kind of have known exactly where Stardew Valley has been throughout it trying to get ported to the Switch.
Yeah,
it's finally got approved, which has taken forever because I was hoping it would be a launch title. But Stardew Valley is one of my all-time favorite games. I want it on the Switch. It's a perfect fit for the Switch. I'm hoping they surprise us and they're like, hey, it took so long because we added multiplayer and now you can play 2-player.
Yeah, multiplayer is supposed to be announced for next year, but it would be sick.
It would be cool. It'd definitely be cool.
Oh yes, definitely, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
But
cool.
I mean, that's not. Yeah, it's not too deep of a news story. It's just that I just definitely thought, God fucking damn it. I just thought it'd be cool. It'd be cool to talk about. It's just a little one, but definitely there we go. Definitely cool.
God damn.
This is just gonna be called the Definitely Game Octane Definitely podcast now.
Game Octane, definitely. Next big thing. Video game companies reached tentative quotes agreement to end the voice actor strike. I honestly didn't even know this was going on.
Yeah, so I was following this for a while. I heard about it that's why like the Life is Strange lady, she is a different voice actor from the original Life is Strange. There was all these other things. Nolan North made a comment about it at the I think the Video Game Awards when he received an award for like Uncharted 4 or something.
Really interesting.
Yeah, it was a weird situation. I mean, I can see from both sides. They want better pay and better shit.
Yeah, it's part of the immersion of the game and the environment.
Yeah, it's important.
They need to be paid. I don't see why they shouldn't be paid at all.
Well, there was a lot of problems because they wanted like back end royalties for the amount of units sold, and developers don't even get that. So it's like, not trying to sound shitty, but I personally don't believe that voice actors are as important as the people actually building the game. I mean, they're artists in their own right, but like, Golf Story has no voice acting, and that game's amazing.
Even I know Last Day of June doesn't have voice acting, and that was pretty intense just without it. So that was.
But definitely, I'm gonna fucking cut that out. Sorry. But
we should make a clip of every time he says definitely, and make like an hour-long video.
No, but
definitely.
It's gonna. They do deserve, compensation, and they need to be treated better and get the shit they need to get. So that's good that they are going to come to an agreement. I believe they vote on it later this year or early next year if they want to actually adopt the agreement they got made. But that's cool that they are coming to a close on that, because it's sad when voice actors couldn't work because like they're locked out basically. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I understand them holding out and doing that, but it kind of sucks that other people kind of jumped in and be like, "Hey, I'll do it for cheap," and get the shit taken care of. So that's something I'm gonna keep updated on that. So we're gonna see what's going on. On less sad news, Fortnite had over 1 million players that have played their new Battle Royale mode. It's free, so. I know there's still a lot of issues. People don't like the every time someone chat for 100 points, anytime he uses definitely. It's like a drinking game. Everyone's gonna get drunk. Take a shot every time he says.
Oh my
Definitely.
God, do it. That's what Brandon needs to do. Just watch us, and then every time I say definitely, just take a shot.
Take a shot. Um, so yeah, we played it the day it came, or the open beta that came out that we had. We played on the test servers that night. Last week. We played last week, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. It was missing some things. It was kind of lacking certain things, but there's a major update the day it was launched. So it'd be kind of interesting to see if those million players are now gone, and people are still playing it, or we'll see. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I mean,
That tweet
would
came
love
out
to see
yesterday,
its.
so kind of interesting to see what
Yeah, I would love to
like.
see its concurrence and just see how much it keeps,
Mhm.
and if it grows or if it drops or whatever. Because I mean, PUBG was out like 1.5 concurrence, and I mean it says 1 million players. That doesn't mean all at the same time.
No, yeah,
I
I
get
think it's
that, but
just
like,
total players
yeah,
in
in that
general.
day,
Yeah.
I mean that's just cool. I liked the mode a lot. It felt a lot like PUBG. I know that they kind of talked about that.
Mhm.
I did not know that they're built on the same engine, which is kind of neat.
Which Epic owns.
Yeah, so I know that was, I guess, the big like problem.
Yep.
PUBG had, but I think it's a great alternative to people who don't want to spend $30 right now on a unfinished product. So you can just jump in, you can play Fortnite for free, and then when PUBG wants to get itself out of early access, maybe you go over there.
Yep.
I think that PUBG is great, but I do think that
Free is better.
Free is better always for gamers. I mean, there's so much stuff coming out, especially in October, that if you don't have $30 to waste kind of on a game
Yup.
that you think may consume your life, because PUBG can, be like a Destiny type game or something like that, where that's all you play. But I think in a lot of cases, especially for people like me who like to jump from game to game to game, I was lucky enough to not have to buy PUBG. My friend bought it for me, but I don't know if I would have spent, because I mean, I'll admit I wouldn't have spent $30 on PUBG. That's just not my type of game.
Yeah.
So I think with Fortnite being free, I think that's going to draw a lot of people, especially the younger crowd, and people are going to get Xboxes and PS4s for Christmas. I think that's going to be great. I really hope that Fortnite does a solid holiday push, because I think they have a goofy art style, and I think it'd be great to see like Santa hats and shit like that.
Yeah, I would love to see that. And they also mentioned I looked into the tweets, the tweet comments, and someone asked, "Can you add an option to choose a character?" And they immediately responded, "Customization is coming." So Santa hats
That's
and
cool.
TF2 hats are probably going to be littering the land. And
all but confirmed right now.
As of right now, everyone is the same character. So,
there's
male, female. Yeah, there's no, because they're all wear the same things though. So,
you just can't pick the character you're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's neat. But on to sad news, I guess.
God, again? Fuck.
Yeah,
roller coaster
sad
of
news.
Emotions.
Diablo will not have any new announcements at BlizzCon this year. I'm just going to read this. This comes from Nel Ballistis. He's a community manager over at Blizzard. This is from the Battle.net forums, Diablo forums, I guess. He says, "Hello, everyone. BlizzCon draws near, and we wanted to give you an update about Diablo's presence at the show. Last year at BlizzCon, we kicked off Diablo's 20th anniversary by announcing the old school Cathedral Dungeon. This is jumping out real fast. I didn't get to experience that, so I'm really hoping they bring it back. And they did just say, if I kept reading, if you missed this the first round, it's coming back in January. I forgot it's going to be a yearly event. And unveiling the Rise of the Necromancer. This year, we want to give you a heads up as to what Diablo will be on. A heads up that give you a heads up that while Diablo will be on the show floor, we won't be making any new Diablo announcements. There'll be time for that at some point in the future, but the time is not now. However, in addition to the special BlizzCon, Diablo 3 and Game Awards, we've also have Diablo panels for attendees and virtual ticket holders. And as always, we look forward to a weekend filled with fun and I can't say that word right now, and heroes who call Sanctuary home. Patch 2.6.1 is on the horizon. Looking beyond that, we're hard at work at the future of Diablo, exploring what's next for the franchise. Please be patient. Our passions for Sanctuary burn as bright as the heavens and hell, and blah, 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 blah. So that's really cool. It's super sad because I was thoroughly enjoying Diablo. With Rise of the Necromancer, I was playing a lot. My buddy got it. We were playing the shit out of it. I was really hoping, to be honest, that Diablo was going to come out on Switch, because I think it's a perfect fit for the Switch.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think the Switch for one needs a game like that, because it's a great killing time game. Just pick it up and play. I think Diablo would be a perfect fit. But regardless, I think they needed to announce something new, because Diablo is super stale, at least for me. I don't know if there's people who play it constantly like they did.
Well, there still is. There's people that still play the shit out of that game. But
Yeah, I just it's
I don't. I stopped playing. The second expansion came out. I got it on PS4 instead of the PC. I may still have it somewhere over here, and I kind of got over it once I got to the end game again. I wasn't. I just don't have time to grind like I used to. So, but yeah, I think I think this is a real safe bet to let the huge fans of Diablo know that, hey, we have nothing to say right now, and we don't want you to be built up and get disappointed at BlizzCon. So people are
yeah, their
kind of
transparency is great. Like,
exactly.
um, yeah, I want to jump. Yeah, Myth. I think a lot of games would be a perfect fit for the Switch because I think the Switch is a really really great system. Definitely, yeah. No, I think the Switch is a great system. So I mean, there's I don't think there's a very few games that would not benefit from the ability to play on my TV and then throw it on my Switch and walk out the door or go take a poop or whatever. Like, I can't think of one game that wouldn't benefit from that. So I mean, but Diablo just definitely would. God, Diablo would most assuredly
Oh, there we
benefit from
go.
being able to play mobily and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean that's it's the transparency that really hits me. I'm glad that Blizzard is letting them kind of be a little loose lipped and just kind of like let everybody know because like I'm glad because I'm not gonna spend money on a virtual ticket now. Like it's not that like Diablo's the only thing I play, but I don't play World of Warcraft. I'm not into StarCraft right now, nor will I ever be into Overwatch. So stuff like that is like cool because I mean Diablo's kind of my only draw right now for Blizzard as a property.
I'm really
Um,
hoping they have another Warcraft 4. Warcraft
yeah.
4
Oh,
launch, please.
this is something I didn't put on here, but I did want to bring up. Blizzard is hiring for developers for a mobile RTS game.
Okay.
And they also said something about they want them to be knowledgeable in like previous games lore and shit like that. So a lot of people are thinking they're gonna either try to maybe bring Warcraft, like a Warcraft mobile type game, because they said it's gonna be kind of like a Clash of Clans game or Age of Conquest, not Clash of Clans, Age
I
of
wonder if it'll
Conquest.
be like Hearth or not Hearthstone, but like Heroes of the Storm, where you can get like multiple characters from multiple universes and have like a card
I don't know,
game.
like
Something
that'd be
built out of
cool.
that'd be kind
Like,
of cool.
but yeah, Blizzard said they also are doing that, so that's pretty cool. So hopefully we'll get an announcement at BlizzCon about that. We I don't think we're not like allowed to like do like a BlizzCon stream, are we? Probably not. It'd be cool though if I could buy a virtual ticket and just kind of talk about it with you guys. But we'll figure that out. But I guess moving on from BlizzCon and all that stuff.
Yup.
Final Fantasy 15 September update is now live. This went live about 8:30 today. There's a new chapter that has been added to chapter 12. A new event that has been added to chapter 12 that
Nice.
explains the events that led to the War of the Astrals.
Interesting.
So if you're still playing Final Fantasy 15, good for you. Game was fun. I heard that it was, I heard it was kind of incomplete. So hopefully this straightens that out for a lot of people. I don't know. The game looked cool to me.
I haven't played any online Final Fantasy. I know people that still do. I know a lot of people from
Yeah, I
Paradigm
know,
Gaming do. So I'm sure they'll be excited for it. I know fans of the Final Fantasy 15 should be really stoked for it because it looked like a good update. I kind of went through it and I hope to add some more story and get them keep paying that monthly fee on it.
No, 15's not the mobile monthly one. 15's
Oh, so no,
one.
I thought you said 14. It's cool. Yeah, 15. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
That
15.
works. And multiplayer.
But yeah, I mean
right?
it's the multiplayer's coming out soon, which is cool. That might have came out with this update. I'm not sure. No, it comes out later this month, October, I think.
Cool.
But anyway, this one I pulled just for you because I saw it and I thought this was funny.
Yeah, and I loved how this is. This is awesome.
Yeah, so this is coming from Eurogamer. Basically, what it comes down to is they tore apart the SNES Classic,
Mm-hmm.
and it is.
You mean the SNES Classic?
Yeah, the SNES Classic.
No, SNES.
And it's almost identical components. It basically is identical components to the NES Classic. So it looks like they just recycled the NES. I'm just gonna say NES because I can't say NES.
The NES.
Why am I saying NES?
I don't know because it's definitely
the NES. The NES Classic. They just recycled it and made a fucking
awesome.
SNES. So it's the same. So that's awesome to you because.
Let me tell you why it's awesome. Because not only is it going to have the same clock speeds and be able to get a more truer to frame per frame like clock speeds, but that means we can also hack it like we did with the NES Classic and be able to load all the old school Super Nintendo games on there and play it fairly close to the clock speed of the original console, which is huge for speedrunners and people that want to be more true to the games. Because if you play on an emulator, you're not going to get a frame by frame
You mean
perfection.
dorks?
No, not dorks.
Dorks.
Amazing
right?
people. Amazing people. So yeah, I'm super stoked on that because it looks like the power cord is still using the mini USB, which means in a couple of days you're probably gonna be able to hack it and throw all the games that you don't have on there that you want, and be able to have basically a mobile Super Nintendo with the HDMI port on it. So I'm cool. I'm super excited for it. I was so excited when they opened it up and it looked like the same one. So.
That's good. See, I thought you'd be the exact opposite because coming from somebody who doesn't really give a shit about any of that stuff, or following that stuff, I was like, man, the people who really care about this are probably gonna be really pissed off, right?
Nah.
And the few things I've seen, the few comments on like NeoGAF and stuff, people seemed a little upset. But so I mean, that's good that you. I trust your opinion.
I think it's a good idea to going for if you're looking to modify it, it's a great idea. If you're looking to keep it stock and not mess with it, it's still a cool idea because that means the clock speeds, like I said, are going to be very similar to what you used to if you're used to playing the Super Nintendo. Because if they threw something in there that would be better, then that means your clock speeds are even more off because you're going to be running quicker than what the game normally runs at. So no, I think it's awesome. I really think it's a good idea. I know some people may be kind of bummed out that want to hack it really bad, that it's probably going to have the same storage space as the Nintendo, when the games are much larger on Super Nintendo than they were on the NES. So you're probably going to be able to hold less games. But I mean, is that really that much of a disaster? Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
So that was it for the news. That was a huge news.
Yeah, we had about a page and a
week.
half of news things. So
yeah,
and some of it just
First
came out
hour
just
was
today.
News.
All right, let's get into this little. We brought this section up. We kind of created it last week called "Itching and Burning." This is something where we take something someone said or skewed out of proportion, or basically things that people on the internet like complaining about. Matt wrote this down and actually hit perfectly because we're working on something actually in regards to this. So Kotaku, I think that's how you call it.
Kotaku, yeah. I like it. You're pretending you don't know.
No, I honestly don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's Kotaku. I thought you were trying to be ridiculous. Kotaku.
Yeah, Taco. No, Kotaku. They released a review.
Yeah, Jason Schreier did a review of this SNES Classic.
Yeah, the SNES Classic. So he did a review on it. I posted in the chat so people that are in there, you can kind of follow along and see. So they wrote a review. It was actually a decent review to break down the pros and cons of the system. But what that irked a lot of people, and it kind of pissed me off too as well, and a lot of speedrunners and people that are still huge in the retro scene still. They wrote this part that where the hell is that? Well, I just had it. So this is just a clip of it. So he said, "Today, sadly, most NES games are not worth playing. They're full of poor translations, inconsistent physics, artificially inflated difficulty inspired by arcades, with a couple exceptions." And in parentheses, he wrote Super Mario Bros. 3. The NES Classic library consisted of games you'd load up, play for a few minutes, and marvel at how poorly they've aged. In this,
okay, well, let me jump in here for a second. One, this could be our topic of the show, maybe just because of how long we're going. Two,
okay,
I want everybody to understand this is literally one sentence out of a bigger review.
Yeah.
And the review is positive towards the SNES Classic. This was just mentioning the NES games.
Yep, that's it. This has nothing to do with the Super Nintendo review. This is just something he wrote in the middle of this review to seemingly kind of shit on the NES Classic and NES, and to me and to a lot of other people on the NES era in general. But he says we got to relieve the pivotal 8-bit era, though, even though those games have grown crusty with time. Like, he's just completely shitting on these games. And the games on the NES Classic were epic games. They're like
for the time.
No, Zelda, Legend of Zelda.
Zelda does not hold up. Zelda does not hold up.
Legend of Zelda is still amazing.
No, it's not.
Dude, okay.
It's not. Like,
Okay,
go back
even
and
if you
play
don't like
Zelda.
that one, you can say all the Super Mario Brothers. Fine, you can check those
No,
off.
they don't. Like, why would I play that when I could play New Super Mario Brothers on my Wii U or my Wii
Why?
or my 3DS, and it's the same game, but like the physics are better, the checkpoint system is better,
you don't.
the graphics are better.
People don't want checkpoints and graphics aren't what it is. This is the
no, and that's what I agree with you. This is nostalgia, though.
I'm not saying nostalgia. It's just in general because the difficulty of these games and the lack of tutorials and the lack of, I mean, most of anything now makes these games, I think, almost funner to beat now because you're going back and trying to complete
if you want a
these
challenge.
Exactly.
But
I mean,
what he's
most
saying,
people do.
what he's saying though, is it just okay. You cannot, under no circumstances, look at a Nintendo game and look at an Xbox One game, a PlayStation 4 game, and be like, that game's better. Like just generally better.
Oh, you can definitely do that.
You can say, like, I had more fun playing that. I had way more fun playing that when I was younger. It was a great game back in the day, but it does not compare at all to what games nowadays.
I know, you're wrong.
They just don't.
Because the games today, a lot of it is just shit. And all it is
I understand what Myth is saying. If it weren't for those games, none of those would have existed. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to get down and suck their dick every time they come around. Like, I love retro games, but I love them through, like, nostalgia. Like, I love Pokemon. Pokemon's one of my favorite game series of all time.
Yeah.
I love Pokemon Red and Blue. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
And I'll tell everybody, those are my favorite. I bought Pokemon Red and Blue on my 3DS so I can play because I love it so much. I personally think those are the best Pokemon games.
Okay.
But I know that X and Y, I know that Sun and Moon are technically better.
Yeah, because they're technically just because the technology's better.
Yeah, technology-wise better. And that's what I think he's getting at, though. Like, crusty with age, they have grown crusty.
That's like saying silent film era movies are shit compared to the movies today. Sure, if you want to compare them to technology-wise, yeah, but with the technology they had, those were epic movies,
yes,
and they're still good. They're still good.
He's like saying today, which is a comparative word, saying today comparatively to games nowadays.
But he's saying they're not worth playing.
Most NES games are not worth playing.
Hell no. I still play the NES games.
I mean, you're a busy dude, just like me. And like if I got 45 minutes to kill before I gotta go to bed or whatever for work, I'm gonna play a new good game. I'm not gonna play some like.
See, I'm the opposite. I would rather play a game.
You know
I would rather play a game that I know I love, like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and I'll play that for 20, 30 minutes before I go to bed. I'd rather do that than try to get involved and stuck on a cutscene for 30 minutes and I lose half my playing time. Like I feel. Granted, those. I'm not saying the games today. I'm not saying the games today are shitty, but I'm saying like to come out and blatantly say that most NES games are not worth playing when there's clearly still today, but there's still clearly thousands of people still playing this game and have never bought a new system ever because they're still loving and playing these games. I mean, you can't deny that. To come out and blatantly say most NES games are not worth playing. I can come out and say most PS2 games are not worth playing. Most PS4 games aren't even worth playing. Like
games aren't worth playing if you want to boil it down. You can say it to
every single console, but to come out and say like this is the reason why they're so shitty, but with a couple exceptions, you would only play them for a few minutes. Like that's. I don't.
The thing is, though, I would love to see. I wish that Nintendo had like a tracker in the NES Classic, just to see how long people actually played the games. Because the few people I know that have one, it's a novelty item. They boot it up at parties.
I play mine all the time. So I like I said, anytime
you hacked yours though, correct?
I still I played it a ton before even hacked. I only hacked it for the backlog. That's the only reason why I put more games on. Yeah, and that's what I'm
saying. Like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you only had the games on there that were on there now, like
I'd still play them.
I don't think you'd play it as much though.
Dude, you gotta be kidding me.
Because I mean, I don't know what games were on there, but there was like 12 games on there. Like
no, there was like 30 games on there.
Oh, I don't know. See, I didn't buy it because I have a Raspberry Pi that has every SNES game and every NES game on there. Yeah, but the clock
speeds are different. So I'm saying that's why.
I know, but I'm not a dork, so I don't care about that.
See, you should care. That's the problem.
I just want to play
You have all the Mario Brothers. You have Legend of Zelda, Mega Man 2. Final Fantasy, Metroid, Kirby,
okay, here's a great example. Metroid. No, Metroid. Go back to Metroid.
Okay, go for
it. Metroid, Super Metroid. Didn't they just come out with Metroid Samus Returns, which is a remake of Super Metroid?
No, which is a remake of the Game Boy Metroid 2.
Okay, regardless, whatever. Let's compare those two.
Sure.
If you had those two to play, you would be dumb as a box of rocks if you're like, which one's better? They're the same game, but one's remade.
No,
with a
I'm
better
not
engine,
saying
better
I'm not
graphics.
saying the sequel isn't better than what it is, but I'm just saying the original Metroid is a great game in general.
No,
I
no,
mean,
I'm just
it's-
saying compared to what I'm trying to say. What the point I'm trying to get across is, games nowadays are just technically more advanced than
Well, yes,
games
okay,
now
yeah,
previously,
they are
which
advanced.
make the games technically better. Like,
No,
I understand retro gaming is all the retro gaming is nostalgia, and it's going back to relive that, like, when I was a kid, what I would play. That's what it is. There's not, and you may play it for your personal reasons, like you love the game, you enjoy the game. That was
Yeah.
your first game you played as a kid, but physics wise, translation wise, difficulty wise,
that makes the whole game though. I mean, like if you think about the technology these guys had, they maximized this little piece of hardware to make some of the greatest games ever. Like I'm gonna say they're the greatest games ever because Star Tropics is still one of the best games out there.
That game is hot garbage.
Dude, that game is amazing. Star Tropics is one of the best games out there. So
No,
by making these games and they're still releasing them and they're still making money off of them, you can't say that they're not. I mean, they're going to release the virtual console and all these games are going to be purchased up by people. They're not going to all be retro enthusiasts. They're not all going to be. They're going to be people from all around the world in all different generations that maybe never played an NES game ever, but they're going to buy it on these virtual consoles and stuff because they are good games. They're not just going to buy them because
they're not. They're not
nostalgic.
bad. I'm not saying they're trash, and I don't think he's
But
saying they're trash.
it sounds
either.
like to me he's saying they're trash, and that's the problem. He's saying
He's just saying he said they're not as good. They're not worth playing. They're not as. I mean, if you
but they are worth playing. That's what I'm saying.
Comparative to what we have today, they're not worth playing.
I think they are. I think
Like,
a
if
lot.
I could play original Halo or Destiny 2, why would I play Halo 1?
Because it's a good game.
I know, but it's not like
I understand what you're saying.
comparatively to Destiny 2.
I understand what
I
you're
just
saying.
think what you're doing is I think you're taking the quote from Jason out of context.
No,
Really hard.
I just read the quote out loud to everyone.
No, you did read the quote.
Exactly.
I think what he's saying though is I just think the tone you're taking with it is just extremely like he's like like spitting on the Nintendo.
Well, how else am I supposed to? How else are you supposed to read it when it says sadly most NES games are not worth playing? Like that just seems. And how Marvel he put and Marvel to be amazed at how poorly they've aged. Like I don't see how poorly they're aged.
Poorly.
They haven't aged poorly because people are still playing them.
No, okay. Aged poorly means like it doesn't hold up, and those games don't hold up. If you look at them and you compare them to modern day games, if you were to compare a NES game,
but okay, what are you going to compare
to a PS4 game?
You're going to compare it to what? Your graphics?
You just compare the two games. Gameplay,
graphics. There's Nintendo games that have
sound.
much better gameplay than some of the games out today.
Some of the games, yeah, of course. Some
exactly.
Of the games.
That's what I'm
Uncharted
saying.
4 blows Legend of Zelda away. Story,
completely
graphics,
different game though.
Breath of the Wild extremely blows Legend of Zelda away.
No, I'd rather play Legend of Zelda before Breath of the Wild. I'll never turn on Breath of the Wild.
Well, that's because you fucking hate Breath of the Wild. But I'm saying, like, unbiasedly, it just does, like, graphics wise, everything wise, and that's what I think he's trying to convey here.
No, I understand what he's trying to say, but what he came off as saying is that it sounds like the way, if you read the whole article, all he does is gloat about the Super Nintendo and basically shit on the Nintendo. In the tone
you can compare NES and no, okay.
That's what he's doing though.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like Myth says, you can't. Like, no, you can. Like, you can compare to they're. It's not apples to oranges. It's apples to apples. They're both video games, and you can compare them in the same space.
Yeah, they're different. There's different. It's different realms. So it's like you're trying to compare.
I understand
like I said,
what you're saying with like.
Yeah.
You know, like I understand what you're saying with the. It was a technological wonder, like how they fit these games on these cartridges, and it is cool. Like from a historical standpoint, I love reading about that stuff, but I just think, I'm just. For one, like, I don't think we need to attack Jason as some of the people in chat are doing so hard.
Yeah, people on Twitter are attacking Jason, but I just
and
feel,
like, well, yeah, he's used to it. He gets attacked all the time, but he's a great guy, and like, I just don't think his like that was such a. I don't think it's supposed to be a slap in the face of the retro community as much as it was. I think this is not aimed at people like Jason and people like speedrunners and stuff like that who enjoy retro stuff. I think this was aimed at people who want to buy and relive that era. Like the soccer mom who wants to go buy a Super Nintendo and be like, oh, this is fun. I think this is kind of for the general public, and for a general gaming audience, for a casual gamer, it isn't worth going and playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out when they can play any other game that's out there, today. Is all I think it's trying to say. I do think it comes across.
I feel the other way around. I feel like I'd rather play some of these games than some of the crap that comes out today. But I mean, regardless, the NES Classic, the NES Classic is
look unbiasly. Though.
No, I'm not. Even if I looked on his side of the view, no matter how he words it, I still feel the NES game library, just all 714 games they've ever made, like there are some shit games in there. But that's every single console has some shit.
Oh
games.
Yeah, most definitely.
But I feel like he's not giving it. He's not giving it the what do you call it, the deserving they get. It feels like they by saying they've aged poorly, that means like no one should be playing NES games ever. That sounds like what he's trying to say.
That's not though.
But that's what he's saying. If all he says is how poorly they aged, they're not worth playing, and he goes through and says they're poor translations, inconsistent physics, and that's just that the games were. I mean, that was gaming. So it's like if I wonder what he feels like.
I want to know what you can't be like. Well, that was gaming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be like, well, that's how it is. So I mean, that means
that's how games are today. Oh, we just talked about the other day. Oh, we got to download updates for these games we just buy, or now we can't. I'm locked out of a server because the things are too full. That's how gaming is today. It's the same shit. We're gonna be 10 years from now. Like, remember we had to fucking wait for the server?
Okay, here's a great example though. NBA 2K18 came out, and it's been getting negative reviews based on its microtransaction policy.
Yeah.
It's not getting a free pass. It's not being like, well, that's just how games are.
No, I understand, but I'm saying...
and that is just how games are nowadays. They have microtransactions in them. And people aren't giving it a free pass. So I don't think we can look at old games and be like, well, that's just how they are. They had bugs, so we just have to look past it. I mean, I'm just saying, comparatively, if you compare the two, there's no contest. Like, you can like Legend of Zelda, but comparatively to, I would literally just throw a dart, go to GameStop and just throw a dart at the PS4 wall. You're gonna hit a game that's better than Legend of Zelda comparatively.
But see,
maybe not personally, maybe not your personal taste wise, but the graphics, the gameplay are going to be more advanced, the physics, the translation, it's all going to be better. And that's what I'm saying. If you have a car, if I have my minivan and you have a fucking Ferrari, I don't like sports cars, but that sports car is comparatively better no matter what.
I get that.
Than my minivan, and that's what he's saying there. Just comparatively, it's fucking better.
No, I get that, but I feel like the way he worded it is what pissed people off. It's because otherwise, if he didn't word it that way, people wouldn't be upset. That's just how it is. I mean, if one or two people were upset, it makes sense. But when something like that comes out and like thousands of people are retweeting just that quote,
I don't know, dude, because like. Maybe, I mean, this is, again, I think it falls into one of those camps of like, your Twitter bubble, if you will, because I haven't seen a single person in the
No, I know, but it doesn't mean that, like I said, because I have friends that are in the retro community, but people are retweeting this and getting upset about it enough that they came to me and want to write an article explaining how NES games are still relevant. No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying that your bubble, like your, thing is retro gaming. You have kind of that group of friends.
No,
which makes sense.
But still, 1,000 people.
You might be exaggerating. I don't know. I think where do you see 1,000 people retweeting? Because I mean, I'm on his Twitter right now. I don't see a single mention.
Not on his 24 Twitter.
Retweets.
They're not mentioning his. They're not tagging him in the retweets. Like that's how I learned about it, is from people going crazy and retweeting this thing from before. So either way. Getting on with this, a lot of the speedrunners and stuff that still do play the Nintendo games, they got really pissed off on it, and they said they wanted to write a rebuttal, so I gave them the Game Octane option if they want. So a lot of them are going to write their kind of own personal feelings on how they feel the NES is still relevant, I guess you can say, because they said that people are really pissed off with the way this guy said it. Like, I'm not pissed off. I'm just thinking it from their side of the view. I understand what he's saying, and I understand what you're saying, Matt. I 100% agree, but I feel like he could have worded it differently. That's just me. I feel like he could have said something a little different and not just feel like he's trashing it. But I understand he's saying that the Super Nintendo games are so much better than the Nintendo games, but I get that's what he's trying to come across with, but I don't feel like that's how he came across to some people, obviously, because people are getting upset. So, yeah, that's going to be an article probably coming out fairly soon, depending on when everyone kind of gets their stuff across. So it's kind of a cool read. You'll see it from the kind of a speed pointing point of view, where that's really all they do now is just play NES games and try to find ways to beat them and beat them faster and quicker and be more it's a fun community. So I'm really interested to see what these guys come up with, especially the guys that just a couple of them are world record holders for Contra, couple of them for Super Mario, so like cool like that. So yeah, they're really excited to kind of go through it, and they'll kind of give them an outlet to express themselves, and hopefully you know, it gets some hits for us and get the word out. So that'd be cool. So yeah, it's up to you. I know we're running late, so it's going to be up to you whether you want to go into the next thing or we're going to save it for later.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want. I mean, that if you want to just kind of leave that at the topic. I mean, that was.
Yeah, we're already gone an hour and 40 minutes. So.
Yeah, I think that might be good. We'll leave the other physical to digital debate maybe for next week.
We'll do it next week.
Or a later topic.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll do another time. Yeah, that would be a fun one too. But yeah, we kind of went off on a huge tangent.
Yeah, because I got a lot to say about that. So.
Yeah, we'll go over that. But any other than that, yeah, thank you everyone for coming out. We had quite a few viewers actually pop in and out of this thing today. Again, if you are watching, you want to hear it again, we're going to throw it on YouTube on Saturday. Because due to our Twitch affiliation, we are not able to post our things within 24 hours of doing it. So, yeah, check it out on YouTube. We also have our SoundCloud, right? It's on SoundCloud.
It's on not SoundCloud. It's on.
I thought it was
Bandcamp.
It's Bandcamp. Sorry, Bandcamp. So we'll get that going. I need to update the website links. I've just been so damn busy. But yeah, thank everyone for coming out. I'll have to change the title. It's no longer physical versus digital. It is retro gameness, I guess you can call it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, thank everyone for coming out. Matt, anything to say? Anything else you want to go over? We good?
Yeah, not that I can think of. Just stick around for more stuff.
Get ready to spend your money next month.
Yeah, definitely do that. Hopefully, what's coming out? There's a game coming out. Oh yeah, Dragon's Dogma. I'm hopefully going to plan to do a stream for that. I don't know how long, or if it's going to be like an all-day stream or what. Also, Extra Life, I'm planning on doing sometime next month. So hopefully we can get some stuff together. If it's cool, I'm just going to do it here on the Game Octane stream.
Yeah, we have a Game Octane team.
Yeah, I'm unable to join the team, so I don't know what's going on with that, but.
I can think I invite you. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, we're gonna have a team. I want to do it 24 hours, either between Matt and I or someone else, or we can figure. I don't think I can do 24 hours. I don't think I can do it by myself. So we'll figure it out. I think the official Extra Life date is November 4th. I want to say November 4th. And I think I'm already gonna be busy, so we may not be able to do it the official date, but we can at least get something going, and we'll plan and have a lot of party games and fun and shit like that. So other than that, thank everyone again. Again, I'm Jason Germino. You can find me anywhere online as Klutz Leo. Follow me. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, definitely follow me over on Twitter at
definitely follow
16_bitbear. Yeah, definitely follow me and just definitely yell at me about how much you love retro games, and then I can tell you how big of a dork you are.
Oh, you don't say that when Maction comes in. Yeah, you waited the wrong person before you said that.
Oh shit, no, I'm just messing.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Again, it's going to be on YouTube if you missed some of it, and I'm probably going to hop back on real quick and see if I can beat Batman, because I've been watching some videos and I think I can get to it finally. So yeah,
great game. Comparative, great game. It just compares so good to
it does.
You know, Uncharted. And
the soundtrack is so much better than most of today's games. I'll admit to
Batman Arkham Knight. Like, oh my god, it's so much better.
That game is such dog food. Anyway, all right, everyone. Good night. Have a good one. Like I said, I'll pop back on again if you guys are in stream, want to hang out. Other than that, we'll see you next Thursday. Thank you so much.